It is that time of year, my AKAPADers. It's horror season. It's October. It's the 31 Days of Dread, where we do on this podcast, AKAPAD, the Film Buff Podcast. That's me. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. This year, it's nothing but black and white movies. Let's go. AKA Padders, welcome back to, say with me, the show of shows, the Film Buff Podcast. I should maybe change that. It should be the show for shows, right? Maybe. Guys, Casper the Friendly Ghost. I recently went into a deep dive over Casper the Friendly Ghost. A lot of what we do here is about, well, my personal, Peter A. DeLuca here in Philadelphia, but my personal experiences with films, characters, franchises, like all of it. I bring myself into this podcast. I think that's what separates it from everything. And a lot of you out there, you guys seem to enjoy it, so I just keep going. Casper the Friendly Ghost. I remember, and Wendy. I remember waking up, and no exaggeration, like eating a bowl of cereal, which is why we do, everything I'm about to tell you is why we do animation on the weekends, but eating a bowl of cereal, watching Casper the Friendly Ghost, and making the school bus. And when, back in the day, okay, when you would catch the school bus, you had to get there like 20 minutes early. And you kind of had this warm-up session with one or two of your friends, and they would continue into the bus, and you would get dropped off, and some of you would go into similar classrooms or different ones, and it was just a start of the day. Like the family at a table, everyone starting everything, starting their jobs, starting their school day, starting their homemakership, all of it, right? It's the start of everything. And so you do enough of it, and what you did to start, kind of, it ingrains itself in you. So Casper the Friendly Ghost becomes a movie, right? 1999, 1998. The movie, 1995, is spectacular. It really is. It's one of the best CGI animation meets live action movies ever made. And people kind of forget that Casper during this time got two sequels to that movie. They were straight to VHS or straight to video. But the time I spent with Casper when I was younger really made me love the character. Now, you guys know I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator. I never drew Casper in my entire life. I never really had the impulse. But I always felt as a cartoon, let's just say the intent of a cartoon is to entertain a child. Yeah, back then, right? Now it's like, you gotta make it slightly adult and edgy. Casper, I think, has a wider scope of entertainment than some of his Harvey, because this is the company that owns and produces Casper. Harvey's counterparts, like Richie Rich, for example. Richie Rich, right? Macaulay Culkin becomes a movie. But Casper has this weird affection. He's so lovable. He's maligned storyline wise because he's got three bad ghost brothers that want him to do bad things, and Casper just wants to make friends. So Casper the Friendly Ghost. So this deep dive I went on during this time as a kid, I was and I'm still somewhat convinced that Casper was a black and white cartoon when it first aired. It was black and white and then became color. So I looked around on the internet, searched AI, went to Grok. No black and white, color. I get some, I get some episodes. I get some reproductions, right? Because we're searching on the internet. November 16th, 1945 is his first appearance as the Friendly Ghost. It's not Casper the Friendly Ghost yet. It's the Friendly Ghost. If you watch this in some of these versions, it looks like black and white with muted color. And it's hard to find a really clear colored version of it. To me, this is muted. It's almost monochromatic. Does it classify as black and white? And then I further explore to find out, was this colorized? Is the version we're looking at, is it color? Was it black and white? And I'd be like, well, Pete, like, how did one episode of one show get to you when you were so young and it's not anywhere else to be found? Like, you're 100% clearly mistaken. And there's a side of me that fully agrees with that argument by AKAPADers. So maybe what I saw when I was younger, maybe it was the one black and white episode. And Casper's been on enough episodes to have like a little bit of a rotation. So within the school year, I might see that episode 2 or 3 times. I remember watching the Rise Serpentor's Rise for G.I. Joe Real American Hero at least like 10 times in my youth. I feel like I watched that thing a few times a year. Or the Thundercats 5-part series where it's the trial of like Lion-O. All right, so these things in syndication would just keep coming at you. So to get back to why I think Casper really is endearing and such an original character, it kind of loops back to the observation of Wednesday in Netflix, where it's a loose gothic horror world, and because we know it's horror, we deal with death and even resurrection and pain and torment, right? Like, even as a ghost, even as a cartoon ghost, like, we're aware of like the horror that created that ghost, right? Like, something went wrong in a boy's life to make Casper the ghost. But we're drawn to it the same way that we're drawn to the humor and the gothic grotesqueness of the Addams Family live action. We see it in Wednesday. We see it in Beetlejuice and Weekend at Bernie's. There's something to where it's lighthearted, but it's a very heavy subject. Casper is a perfect balance of this. It's so hard to define why it works. But if there really was a cartoon of this era for me to really do a true deep dive on, like a true study, I think Casper is one of those characters. And that's a lot of what we do here on the Film Buff Podcast. We really look at things and we think about them, and we try and expand on it, because a lot of times we're the only ones doing that. Me and the AKAPAD army. AKAPADers, a little bit of a rant. Now, I realize this may not qualify as a black and white cartoon, and this year's theme for the 31 Days of Dread is black and white only. We may not qualify, but I just wanted to share this. So we're bending the rules a little bit. All right, AKAPADers, I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production.
Let
take
me
2.
cut in. Sorry, AKAPADers. I know it's such a hot, passionate episode, but I'm breaking the flow real quick just to remind you guys. If you want to support me, one of the best, easiest, and free ways to do it, leave a comment. Give me a like. I know there's someone out there that you know that loves film as much as I do, that love the film industry as much as I. Show this to them. Comments, likes, and reviews, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to increase our reach, and to do that requires your involvement in everything that I do. We're linked. We're forever bound You're the membrane, I'm the muscle. So, guys, let's just do it. One review. Do you have it in you? Okay, back to the show.
Okay, that's a wrap.